Today we're mixing clear gesso, soft pastels, metallic watercolor with stamps and ink tints. That's a lot, I know, but it's all about experimenting to make our art 50% bolder and far more fearless. So grab your supplies, let go of the plan, and let's have some fun playtime. Okay, so we're going to start off today. Yesterday I discovered a fun technique that I liked using my Inktense baked earth with one of the stones, the sensory stones that I got. I'm just kind of rubbing this on here, and you could use Inktense blocks if you want to. Oh, I need to spray down the paper real quick. So we're spraying down our paper. We want this to be wet. I want these lines to be a little soft, and not too distinct. And also, if we spray down the water with water, we're going to get the stamps are the Inktense is gonna become permanent because it seals itself almost with water. Okay, so we got that. Now we're just gonna just sort of make some marks through here. And you can see how easy it is just to get some really cool marks. The thing that I loved most about this technique was that when we put the watercolor on, it's going to just sort of fade into the background, but you can kind of see it. Here's another stamp I'm going to use. This one was one of my favorites. I just kind of want to make some marks through here. You can see how, oh, that was a lot of water. I'm just going to put some more of these lines through here. And then I just want to kind of come in with my baked earth pencil here and make some marks like we normally do. And then we're going to let all of this dry. Look how fun that is. I just love it. Do we need more? Okay, I had a different color on there. I think that was the bark color. Yeah, that's all right. You know me. Making a mess over here. Okay, let's let this dry. Okay, so I've got a little bit of indigo here I'm going to mix up with this undersea green. And maybe a little bit of the sepia right here. Gonna make this sort of darky brown color. And then we're going to put that over top of our watercolor. So I think I'm going to spray down again. Just a little spritz. I like working wet and wet. So I kind of want to bring this like through here. Get some really good washy layers. I don't want to cover up everything that I made through there. Get a bigger brush out. That brush is not doing me any favors. This is the oval brush, pointed oval brush, sometimes referred to as a cat's tongue. And then we're going to put some marks through here. Really build up our layers a little bit so we can add some pastels and some metallic watercolor, which is kind of my new obsession. Okay, let's just keep adding some of these colors. I kind of like that sort of purpley color we got through there with the bark or the bark color. Okay, let's bring in a little bit of this sort of brown color through here. Okay, got a little bit of manganese blue mixed up with a little bit of the Payne's gray. Kind of bring in some sky area through here. I think I want to put some marks through here with the bark Inktense pencils. These are so fun, and I'm sort of rediscovering them. Like, it's one of those, and look at this really cool marks you can get, like, just through there. Let's put, like, a little bit more coming through here. I'm gonna get it a little wet. So it does cool things when it's wet. You get this kind of... Ooh, that was a fun mark. Okay, I'm just gonna sort of spread this out a little bit. It's got almost this like purpley color to it. Oh, there you go. You can see it over there, which is really nice. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna let all this dry. So I did wet down this little piece right here, and we're just gonna take our baked earth and scrape some of it down here. The cool thing about the Inktense is that when it's wet with water, it does give you a little bit of spread there, almost like watercolor pencils, which is kind of fun. I think I'm going to put a little bit over here as well. You can see that it kind of did something there too. Don't be afraid to add water to these. They do different things. And it's actually really fun. You get some really cool textures. I don't think I want to overdo it too much, but I kind of like, I don't know, do I want to, I'm going to put just a little bit through here. Give it another spritz. Okay. I'm going to let this dry. Okay, let's come in with a little bit of this dark pastel color. This is going to be like a sort of a bluey, almost like a Payne's gray kind of color. I kind of just want some darker marks through here. And yes, I took the wrappers off. I'm slowly taking the wrappers off. I think you get better marks without the wrappers on. Let's come in with a little bit of the clear gesso to kind of seal these in and give us some fun marks. Of course, we can come back in and give us a little scrapey tool. I did experiment a little bit with using matte medium on the pastels, but I didn't think it gave quite the same result as I was getting with the clear gesso. It was just a little too thin, almost. And I kind of like how thick and juicy these marks can be. But I'm liking this color through here. I kind of wanted it a little dark because when we come in with the metallics, I really want them to stand out from the back. I think I need some of that purple color in there too, because we've got a little bit going on there. And apparently I'm obsessed with this color now. So we're just gonna kind of futz around here a little bit. And, oh, I like that. I like that part right there. I like how that mixed a little bit with that bark color, which came up a little bit, which is unusual because usually it doesn't with water. Must be something in the gesso that makes it come up a little bit. Although it didn't come up over here. I'll tell you what, I don't know sometimes. So let's do just a little bit of this light, sort of yellowy tone. I'm going to bring in a little bit of gesso too. I don't want to cover all of that up because I love the marks we made with the Inktense. I thought I just needed a little more of the sand color through here. Maybe we bring it down just a little bit through here too. Okay, and then I kind of want to come in with this sort of light purpley color to blend out the sky a little bit. And I'm probably not going to use, I'm going to use gesso up here. I'm just going to use the color to blend it out. There's a little bit of tooth on this watercolor paper. I'm working on the Paul Rubens hot press paper. It doesn't have a lot of tooth, but that's okay. We're not going to put a lot of layers on. And if you use watercolor paper with soft pastels, you can get away with some light layers, but you're not going to be able to build it up like you would with um, pastel paper because it just doesn't have enough tooth. It will stick, but you don't want to do too much. I'm trying not to use my dirty finger there. But yeah, I think that just adds a little bit of something to the sky, I think. Okay, so I'm going to add some metallic in this. These are super, super cheap metallic watercolors that I got off Amazon. I think they were like I don't know, maybe $8. But they're very pigmented, and I wasn't planning on using them for much. I just kind of wanted to play. And sometimes when you want to play, you don't want to buy like the most expensive thing. And that's okay. But these are, I don't know if they're light fast. I don't know about any of that. Like, we're not going to care about that today. Um, they're just fun to add like some fun little accents. The thing that I loved most about them was mixing. And you're probably not going to be able to see this because it's mixing the colors together is super fun. Like this pink with this sort of orangey color gives you a really fun color, and also mixing them sort of on each side of the brush so that you can make marks and let them blend on the paper is kind of fun. So I was kind of just like, I just think it just adds some funness to it. And, I like a sparkle. I like a sparkle. I like pink. I know it seems unusual for me, but I just think you can add like some interesting layers. Now, I'm probably not going to do too much of it because I don't want it to be all pink and shiny, but it's hard not to stop. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like these, almost like my craggly marks, my fault lines. Like these can be like very expressive. I think I want it to come down a little bit more through here. But I like how it can kind of break up the shape, and it kind of almost is giving me like this feel of, I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Grand Canyon or anywhere in Utah, but the scenery there is completely unique. And the mountains and the rocks have these like crazy, craggly, this is like a green color through here, formations that are they're just divine. They're just beautiful. I sometimes think about that, um, being in Arizona and Utah, and the landscape there is so different from where I live and actually anywhere that I've ever been. But it's inspired. Like it's completely inspiring. Okay, so I like how this kind of has a sort of deserty feel to it. I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back in and draw over it a little bit to give it a little bit more shape. Okay, here's a bit of a close-up of what we did, and you can see how kind of shiny it is. But look at that color. Like, it's just fabulous through there. Okay, so I want to add a black mark. I've already got a little bit of one started here, so I'm just going to kind of continue that. I maybe don't want to outline it completely. And that might be the most subtle black mark I heard from Kate. But I think I want to continue it through here. Yeah, I like that. I think it might be done. I think I'm done with it. Let me look at it for a minute. Okay, so here it is with the matte. I like it. I like it. I like um the Inktense marks that we put down, although I kind of covered up with a lot of the stamps, but you can kind of see it just in the hints. It's really subtle, but it's kind of nice how subtle it is. I mean, it's just almost like another layer in that white area. It's like a little ghost of something going on. I love the dark soft pastels and the Inktense scratchy or graded Inktense through here. I think we got some nice layers going on. I like the colors. I love the bark Inktense mixed with a little bit of that orangey color is beautiful to me. I love the sky. I think the sky turned out great, honestly. I think it turned out wonderful. Just a little bit of that hint of that purple through there. Very subtle desert sky. Feels very deserty to me, as we talked about before. I really like the sparkle. I like the sparkle of the watercolor. I like the tone of it, how it brings like a little bit of that color in without it being, and just a little bit of difference. It's not so much that it's too much, I don't think. It just adds a little something different, and I like it. I like it. I don't know. I'm a sparkly person, I think, although people would dare to differ. I do like the black mark that we made through here with the charcoal pencil. I kind of really love this sort of craggly marks through here, and of course, I love the lines. All in all, I think it's pretty good. I like it. It feels very expressive to me. It has good depth, good atmospheric depth, which I'm always trying to achieve in my work. Bringing, the light down through here. So as we're looking back into the scene, it's lighter because it's farther away. And even though we're painting in an abstract way, I think that's still really important to keep our pieces from becoming flat. We don't want all of the tones, all of the light to be the same. So adding in darker tones at the bottom and lighter tones in the back. You could even come through and add like something really dark up here that would really be a lot more dramatic, because then we would have like clouds in the foreground, clouds in the background, and coming back, and really give you a push-pull. We might work on that in the next video next week. And that's all I got for you today. I hope you're all having an amazing week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back next week with another video. Thanks so much. Bye.